our country to potential terrorists and others that do not have our best interests at heart, bad people are very happy. For more on that appeal, here's our Sarah Sider in San Francisco, California.
There are three judges, a three-panel of judges who will look at this, who will look through and say, do we need to agree with the Department of Justice on legal grounds, or is the judge's decision in Washington, can that stand as this goes through the courts? The three judges are in three different places, one in Hawaii, one of the judges resides in Arizona, the other judge resides here in Northern California. And so they will all confer, likely on email or by phone, and decide what is the legally proper thing to do. At the same time, the Department of Justice can decide that they want to go above the Ninth Circuit Court, especially if they lose that case, and go all the way to the Supreme Court. But first, I'm sure they'll like to hear what the Ninth Circuit Court has to say. Likely, the Ninth Circuit Court will take a couple of days, maybe less, to give that decision. We should also look at whether or not their appeal has a good chance to win in this particular court. We talked to a legal expert who is very familiar with how this court runs. He is a law professor at UC Hastings.
The Trump administration would have to say there's something about this stay that harms us irreparably, and I'm not sure they really have any showing on that. Since the immigration authorities still have authority to keep out bad guys, whether this order's in place or not, you can always keep out bad guys. And then they would have to say, the Trump administration would have to say, on the merits, the judge was very clearly wrong. In other words, when he says there's a likelihood of success on the merits, you'd have to say, no, there's no chance of success on the merits. So the standard to get this reversed is really very high and I think unlikely.
If the Ninth Circuit Court does not basically rule in favor of the Department of Justice, allowing it to put the travel ban back in place, then all of this will go back to that court in Washington and go through that court, and maybe we will finally have a decision. How long that's going to take, we don't know yet. Sarah Seidner, CNN, San Francisco.